How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 14 of Mail and Hobby Talk. And it's been about 2 months since I've done one of these, so got a good accumulation of mail here we're going to go through. And for this one, I decided to do Q&A as well, so I reached out to you all on Instagram, and we had a bunch of good questions, a bunch of hilarious questions as well, so we'll go through all those. But we're just going to get started with mail. So first up here, you'll see this hologram of this He-Man. Well, it's actually a Skeletor, but we also have Castle Grayskull there. So you get these out of like vending machines, and not necessarily a card, but it is going to go in my Masters of the Universe binder. At some point, I will probably go over that whole set of, I got a couple binders worth of cards and just random like collectible card type items like this. At some point I'll go over that stuff. Next up, we got this Gallinari Refractor Auto out of 0809 Topps Chrome. So I thought this was one that I needed, and I actually need the Youthquake variation. So I was all excited to see this one come up. I get it, and I realize I already had it. Oh well, still a cool card. Nice double of that. Next up, we have this 1415 Spectra of Gary Harris. So this is a patch auto here, and it's actually jersey numbered 14 out of 25. That's why I picked this one up. Thought that was pretty neat. And that kind of segues into just a real quick shout out to Hobby Boards. So if you're not familiar, it's a message board system that I launched about a month ago. That's really the reason why these Mail and Hobby Talks stopped a bit, or were delayed a bit, I guess you'd say, as I was setting up that site. So I did post this in the not only the jersey number cards thread on there, but there's also one about mail days, and you can post your cards from your mail days over there on a thread there. I'm just showing it here on the screen. But yeah, if you haven't already, get signed up for Hobby Boards. I do have a full video going over how you can get registered, how you can set up your profile, post images, all that good stuff on my channel here. And there's also a Hobby Boards channel as well. I will warn you that the volume was a bit low on the one that I did for my channel here, so you might want to check out the Hobby Boards video there. I increased the volume a bit, but anyway, check it out if you have a chance. And we're going to get into our first question. So PK Cards, Pat asked, do you secretly love Jeff? And you're going to see this as a theme of this Q&A. He's talking about Jeff Wilson. Those of you who know, I did a couple videos on him, a while back. One being, did he make any money on his investments? Now, I've probably made more than my fair share of videos on him. Do I secretly love him? Well, I love the entertainment value he brings, and that the fact we can look at a lot of the cards that he buys and kind of scratch our heads and go, this is more a sign of the times than anything, So in that aspect, I do love Jeff because it gives us something to talk about. It's an interesting contrast between being a collector and being a quote-unquote investor. I think he's trying to side more of collectors nowadays because he realized a lot of those investments didn't quite work out. But yeah, I think there's a lot of room for discussion when it comes to the guy. So next up, also from PK Cards, do you sleeve cards you put in binders? I do, but have seen others who don't. And yes, I do sleeve my cards that I put in my Z Folio binders. I'm going to throw up a video here on the screen of one of those videos that I've done. So if it goes in the Z Folio, there's also an Ultra Pro binder, I believe they're called, that you can also penny sleeve those cards and put them in the binder pages as well. For my regular binders, I do not. So if it's just a regular old page, nah, I don't sleeve those. But yeah, anything that's kind of higher end, or I deem higher end, or want to keep in better condition, I will put a penny sleeve before I put it into those Z Folio binders. All right, going on with mail. We've got this 83-84 star Kiki Vandeweghe rookie card. And I grabbed this one because the centering on this is really nice. These are actually pretty hard to find decently centered, I'd say. Subgrade's really good. A lot of you know me, I don't really go after a ton of graded cards, but older cards like this, where it's just really hard to find in good condition, or with good centering or good subgrades and stuff like that, I don't mind picking them up graded. I actually prefer like a lot of the star cards to be graded, because there's a lot of fakes that went around with these as well. Probably not Kiki Vandeweghe, but just in general, these got reprinted years later, so it's nice to know that it's, you know, authentic copy and whatnot. We've got Bryant Stiff, and this is one I got in a trade from 90s B-Ball Cards on Instagram. These were numbered out of 100. These are, let's see, the 97, are they 97, 98? Yep, 97, 98 Flair Showcase Legacy Collection. And this was the row 3. So needed this one for the binder. Appreciate that trade, man. We also threw this in the trade as well. And these row zeros are really nice too. Just, these are actually numbered as well. I think the rookies were numbered out of 250, but your vets were out of 1,000. But yeah, great cards. I really like that pattern. It's like the Mojo pattern from Panini. This is the original. Right. So yeah, I appreciate that trade, man. So next question. Mason Hernandez asks, if Topps basketball does return, what card/set are you most looking forward to? And I'm a big Topps Chrome collector, so if basketball comes back and has Topps Chrome, which I'm sure they will, I'm really excited about those. Now I do go after the Topps Chrome refractors and the gold refractors, and it's looking like we're gonna have a crazy parallel situation on our hands, just like we do with Panini Prism cards nowadays. I saw like a taco parallel or something that's coming out in baseball. My worry is just it's going to be way too many parallels. Who knows? You know, I might even wait a year or two till the hype dies down. I bet you Topps Chrome, if Fanatics releases it when they take over the license or whatever in 2025, it's going to be a bit crazy, so I might wait a year or two to try and get in on that. Unless, you know, I can pick up cards for cheaper, maybe a lot of times like a couple months after release of any of these products, you'll see prices drop. Now the golds may continue to be just crazy just because I don't know what they're going to number them out of. If it's like they did in the past out of 50, maybe those are going to be a little bit easier to obtain than like Panini gold prisms out of 10 or whatever. All right, next up we got a bunch of cards here, and I know I got these from an Instagram user who sent these over. I want to say it was Wax and Packs 90. Is that your username? I might be getting that wrong, but yeah, he just sent these over for free. I really appreciated it. This one's numbered out of 25, this Andre Miller, and then just some base cards, a couple Nuggets players in there, a couple other just all-time greats. So appreciated that. And these two are the Royal Bengals cards. You guys that have seen my mail day videos in the past know I'm going after this set. So these are the 1911 Royal Bengals, and these ones being the little cigars. Emperor Nero, and we got Philip, King of Spain there. I like this little packaging, these like wax paper packaging that they put these in. I got Alexander the Great and Robert Emmett. And then Julius Caesar and Henry Beecher. So yeah, some great ones to add to the binder. I always save these to show off on my mail and hobby talk before I put them in my binder. So a lot of this stuff is getting organized like right after this video, which is exciting because it's been a while. And then next card up, this Gem at 10 Blue Prism of Gary Harris. So 2014 is rookie card. Sadly not jersey numbered. It'd be cool if it was, but yeah, just a cool card. And I think there's a good opportunity if you collect a player, I've said this before, but you collect a player that's not super hyped, maybe never will be, or at least isn't right now. A lot of this stuff was graded in the last couple years, so you can pick up stuff like this for pretty cheap. I don't remember exactly what I paid for this. I want to say it's like, $10 or $15, really. So if you got a player that you collect, start looking around, for graded cards, because they're going to start showing up these next couple years, and you probably get a pretty good deal on them. All right, next question. His Dudeness asks, do you remember your very first pack of cards? And do you remember what you pulled? Now, I don't exactly remember the first pack of cards, but I'm going to guess it was Garbage Pail Kids, either 3rd or 4th series. Now, these came out in 1986. The Series 1 and Series 2 actually came out in 85, but I didn't get into them until 86. I was about 6 or 7 around that time period. Pretty cool of my mom to let me collect these. I have like a couple photos and like old VHS tapes of me like holding real similar cards to these. I wanted to show you kind of what was in that 3rd and 4th series. So yeah, 86 through 87 probably I was like super into Garbage Pail Kids. I did end up putting a whole like original series set together. I do have a video on that. You can go back through my channel and check it out. But yeah, this was probably my first pack of cards. Not this particular one, but from either this 3rd or 4th series. All right, keep going with the card pickups. I've got some from my 17-18 Panini Essentials Platinum Chase. We got Harrison Barnes. And I was able to pick up this Dwayne Wade. Pretty awesome cards here. And I'm about 15 away from the set. So if you're over on Hobby Boards, check out this thread here where it's a lot of people posting their set chases and kind of what they need. And I go over the rest that I do need. So if you have any of the cards that I'm in need of, definitely reach out to me. And next up, we've got 2021 Panini Donruss, and I don't remember the exact variation of what this is called. This is like a gold. It's got like that explosion background. I know they call it red explosion for the red parallels. I'm not quite sure what the golds are called, but just really neat card. Couple bucks, figured I'd pick that one up for Gary Harris. Next question from Tyler Sports Guy. If Golden/Jeff were stuck in a fire and you could only save one, who would it be? I told you there's a lot of Jeff questions in here. So I think by Golden, he's probably referring to Ken Golden. Like I said before, the entertainment value that Jeff brings to the table, I guess I'd say I'd save Jeff just for that entertainment factor. I mean, who's going to throw out the Bo Bichette videos on Sports Card Radio if Jeff's gone? I mean, that would probably be who I'd save. All right, next up, we've got this 14-15 Panini printing plate. And this is for the Logo Man here. Gary Harris, a card which I don't own. I think this is just a regular Logo Man variation out of NT. But maybe one day I can pick one up. I think these probably had like a print run of 5 or 3 or something like that. So there's a possibility that I could grab one of these one day. And this printing plate came up for pretty cheap, so I went after it. I don't normally go after printing plates, but figured I'd pick it up, maybe pair it with that Logo Man if I ever land one someday. So crossing my fingers on that. All right, next up we got a super beat up 101 of Will Barton. So for those of you who don't know, Will Barton was traded to the Nuggets, I think the season after this. So this is 13-14 hoops. And man, just check out the condition of this thing. I just thought it was great. This is kind of a reminder of the times, right? Where you could pull a 101 back then, and it wasn't really that big a deal. Somebody probably pulled this out, maybe a kid or whatever, and just threw it in a pile. And then we see it today, and it's just totally beat up and stuff. And I think we put a lot of value on 101s nowadays, and there's just so many more of them. And everybody grades them the second they get them, or they put it in some, thick one-touch case or something like that. But this is the stuff I like to see because it just reminds me of just collecting cards, just having fun with it, So I figured I'd put that one up for, I don't know what it ended at, under $10, probably like something like that. But anyway, thought that was a cool pickup. Next up, we have this 22-23 Court Kings. And so this variation here is called Stealth. And I was told by my buddy Jason, Small Town Cards, that these were harder to find. So you see the stealth kind of background there. I like Court Kings in general and really haven't been picking up much new cards, to be honest. So I thought this was kind of a cool one to grab and potentially put like a team set together of these stealth if I run across them again. So thanks for the suggestion there, Jason. Next question, we've got Cardboard Insights, who ask, in one sentence, how would you describe your collecting philosophy? So I would say collect for the sake of collecting. That's my one sentence. And really what I mean by that is have fun collecting, collect to actually collect cards. A lot of people quote unquote collect cards, but really what they're doing is trying to flip or invest or whatever. No, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with making money on cards, and I've said this in the past, but collect for the sake of collecting. Have fun with it. Collect your favorite team, collect your favorite player. It's a good time. Next up, another Spectra. And so this is another Spectra rookie card of Gary Harris. We'll see if we can pop the top on this one, because these are really actually pretty nice gold cards here. So it is a sticker auto, but you can see that he has a pretty decent auto there. A lot of times this H gets kind of messed up, and then he's got his jersey number, which I thought was cool. And then these golds were out of 10. So yeah, pretty nice one. I don't remember exactly what I got this for. I want to say it was under $20, but pretty cool one to add to the PC there. And we got a couple more to get through. I've got this 1961 Essex Meats of Fred LaCour. So I found out about these cards through Kyle, Wax Museum podcast, and just wanted to pick one up to see what they look like. They had a bunch of other players in this set as well, some that are more well-known and go for a little bit more money. So eventually maybe I'll try to chase this set. But for now, I just wanted to grab one. I'm going to see what it looked like. And they're pretty cool cards. All right, next question. We've got 90s b-ball cards. Well, you asked Jeff for a picture in Chicago. So I'm not making it to the National this year. I've actually never been to a National. Hopefully one of these years I'll get down there, because I'd like to meet up with some of y'all who I talked to online. But well, if I did, let's say if I did theoretically go to a National, would I ask for a picture? Probably not, but it would be kind of funny if I did get a picture with him, didn't let him know who I was, because I think if I did, he probably would refuse. Who knows, maybe he wouldn't, maybe he doesn't care all that much. Sadly, not going to Nashville this year, but those of you who are, have fun. I know it's a really fun time, and hopefully I can make it to one at some point. All right, we got 2 more cards left. So we've got this reprint of the 61 Fleer Jerry West rookie card, this autographed, and I got this one from Suns Fan 8 on Instagram. Appreciate it for the deal there. And even though it's a reprint, I think it's just a really cool card. I needed a Jerry West card for my kind of like Hall of Fame collection that I go after. I go after Hall of Fame autos, and I haven't put a huge amount of focus on that one, to be honest, but I do pick up stuff when I can. And, just work on that over the years. Yeah. So this is really cool one to pick up. I thought it was a great looking card, great looking auto. All right, we got the last question here from Red Zone Rippers. Top 3 fave Nuggets collectors to follow. And he's talking about Instagram here, because these are all questions from Instagram users. So my buddy Rob, for sure, and for anonymity, I will not be posting his Instagram handle, but he is a big Nuggets collector here in Denver, so those of you listening from Denver probably know him. Second, Nugget Fan 24. So my buddy Brent, and he's got some really great Nuggets cards, but focuses on Bobby Jackson and Andre Miller a lot, so go check out his page. And then third, but certainly not last, Nuggets Collector 1023. Great Jokic collection, probably one of the top Jokic collections out there. He's also got a lot of other great Nuggets cards as well. Go give him a follow. All right, we got the last card. It's this 2008 Press Pass Danilo Gallinari autograph here. A little bit streaky and faded, but hey, I think $5. So I can't pass up on that. I saw it come up for regular auction. You know, a lot of times when I see stuff like this pop up, I will snipe it through a program called Gixxen. I've gone over that before. I'll just throw that up on the screen. They do have a free tier of that. And just, hey, you know, that'd be a cool card for $5. I'll put maybe a little over $5 for a bid, and just, it will be a pleasant surprise when I win it. So that was a kind of a cool one to grab, an IP auto of Gallinari. All right, and that does it for Mail and Hobby Talk 14. Thanks a lot for tuning into this. Really appreciate it. Again, check out the hobbyboards.com if you're interested in that old school meshes board experience. We've got over 200 members now. It's been about a month, which is really exciting. Always looking to increase the number of members, and I'll probably be doing some more promotion for that coming up on like my Instagram, so follow me there. I like to do some giveaways, you know, just to keep people more involved in getting over there and getting registered and talking to their friends about it. So check it out if you have a chance. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.